Not all superheroes wears capes. Some wear wellies. Wellies.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the James Conway Experience. I just want to start off by thanking all of you who support us on Spotify and Patreon. You're the ones who make this, make this happen. So thank you, as Darren does say. We have one of the most requested men on the show with us today, and I'm absolutely delighted to meet him. He's an absolute gentleman. We're after having a bit of brekkie there together. Hugh, the Unbroken Man, thank you very much for being with us today.
Yes, and very nice to be here. What a lovely journey it was driving up here.
You came
you know my
Lockheed
first name as well. Yeah, it's great. I didn't have to say that. I'm known as the Unbroken Man, and I've kept my name out of it for so long, so it's out now. Hugh,
That's it, yeah. Or is it?
No, it is.
It
is. Yeah, I could go with Huey or Hugo, but it used to be Huey. I have a Donegal background.
Class.
So Hughie was the old way. So I switched back to Hugh about a decade ago.
So did you came this morning down through Loch Easker? Have you ever driven that road?
Road.
It's beautiful.
I was like driving along and I said, how will I remember this place and find it on the map? How will I know where it is again? And then I just passed Ox Glamping. I said, right, that's
class.
Yeah. So the Ox Mountains, and I normally, like, I'm used to driving up through Mayo. I've not this route, but the other route, the main route to Donegal. I've done it 200 times at least.
The N17,
but not in here, in west of it. This route. So I've done the other way, kind of pontoon. That way.
Yeah.
So I like that little trek, and I was driving along saying I should, on the way back now, I might get out and do a drone shot or do a little video or something for my own viewership, view base or whatever, viewers.
Beautiful out there.
Yeah, it's nice, yeah.
But you bursted on the scene, we'll say, the back end last year.
A year ago.
Immensely popular videos to launch and like, I really admire you. I think you're bringing a different perspective to everything. We're a long time battering away, saying this is going to happen, this is going to happen. But I think you're basically, from a normal working man's perspective, saying, I'm noticing things.
Yeah. And
then just describing what you're noticing, which I think is very useful for a lot of people. So if you could tell us a bit about that.
Well, the Unbroken Man, it was an old YouTube account, and I kind of renamed it. And I wanted to do a few videos about recovery, because I'm 9 years sober now. So I was going to do a few little videos about, maturing as a man or whatever, giving advice to younger fellas or whatever, and just life tips as an Irishman, just rambling. It didn't have to grow or it didn't have to do anything. I just wanted to do it for my own entertainment. And then there was the attack on the priest at the army barracks in Renmore.
Yes.
And that's literally where I grew up. Like, I grew up there. I'm from Renmore Park. So that army barracks, that whole area is home to me. And I just said, feck it, I'll just do a little walk and talk, and I'll walk down there. And I knew very little about it. I didn't even read a newspaper article about it. So I fired up that video. I just used that channel. I said, look, it's not what I want to do on YouTube, but I'll just do this walk and talk. And then about 3 days later, my phone rang, and it was a fella I know. And he says, geez, I'm after watching your video on YouTube. And then I checked it, because I hadn't checked the video. And it had, I don't know how many thousand views and about 400 comments. And I was going, fucking hell, there's interest in this.
Mm-hmm.
And, I did one or two other videos then. But then at Christmas, I did another one about Ireland. How long more? I even worded it wrong in the title. I said, how long more will Ireland be a European country? And that really grew wings, that video. It had 140,000 views, 4,000 comments, which is a lot on a YouTube video.
Yeah.
So, And you see then when people sample it and stuff, and fellas were showing me TikTok. You're on TikTok. Look at this guy. And some guy has 500,000 views on TikTok with just me talking from Salt Hill. So I said, there's something going on here. People want to watch this stuff.
Well, but it's a massive, how do I say it? maybe you underestimate. Like, I really enjoy just sitting. Like, we had the whole talk. I think most people who watch the likes of this, what they do is they stick it on in the background as they're doing something. Do you know? And there's yourself, John Waters, Sheridan.
Yeah.
When I'm out in the sheds or that, like, I'm a developer just walking around with the headphones in,
of course,
doing me a few jobs, and you're one of me go-tos. And I don't know, you have a pleasant speaking voice. I like the content you're on about. And as I says, it's not politically motivated, which is, it's basically you saying, I see these things.
Yes.
Do you see them as well?
And it's always calm.
It's very calm.
It's very calming kind of observation.
Yeah, I guess the walk and talk thing, like there's a lot of guys out there just sitting in front of their computers already.
Yeah.
And I said, like, can I do something? Like, I'm in the office a lot, and I said, like, and I have another YouTube account about camera equipment and stuff, which I'm doing less of now because this thing, like, there's only so many hours in the day. But I just find that, just the walk and talk, just getting out in the woods or something, just bring the camera, because I have the little lightweight cameras. It's easy to walk and talk. The little mic you attach to your hat or to your jacket or whatever, and it's easy to I just let it ramble, let it come in freely. Like that last video I did, I just let it kind of, I mentioned the iCinema and Jaws thing, and I tied that in with the video. I didn't know I was going to say that. So there's a freedom to it, just going out for a little walk, and you're not kind of going right, and you're not preparing a load of notes.
Yeah. So
people kind of like the format too. They like that, and just being in the outdoors and stuff. And so I'm barely scraping the surface. Like, I've a main vocation, and I'm busy, thank God. And I've about 10 projects on at the moment, and I work full time. So I've only done so much. But when I do videos, then I get such a reaction and stuff, and there's so many comments and so many people just craving this kind of content. I say to myself, geez, I should be doing more. Why am I doing more?
Is it something you'd like to do full time at some stage?
I like the idea of it, but what kills me is we're in an industry where we're kind of being punished for our thoughts.
Yes.
And it's sad because our thoughts are the truth, really. We're on the right side of the truth. There's no denying that. I know there's slightly more extreme versions of us and stuff that tarnish us and make it easy for them to beat us with sticks and stuff, but we are on the right side of the truth. But sadly, it's the type of thing where it's hard to monetize. Like I do videos about camera equipment or something, and I'll get like 20 emails from Chinese companies and stuff wanting to send me stuff and
to
sponsor me. And so this, like, nobody has asked me yet about, endorsing a product or sponsoring me or anything. Like, you might get offered one or two free things here and there. Oh, stay with us if you're ever up this neck of the woods. We'll give you a free night in our B&B or something, but it's not, there's no kind of lucrative thing. So sorry to go on a bit, but it's kind of hard to cash in on that,
I think that's just very close to switching.
Yes.
And I think what's going to happen is there's going to be some brave indigenous companies who go, listen, there's the viewership. I think their opinion, although maybe not in the mainstream popular, I think it's popular with the people who buy the product.
Oh, it is. I mean,
I think that's, without saying too much, we're talking to a few people now who are really weighing it up, and they're going, actually, there's a crowd there, and they might buy the product. And although, how would you say, it mightn't be popular for the WEF crowd, the guy who'll buy the product might like it, because that's already happened in America. So, like, what's his name? Alex Jones. He was at the precipice of this. Now, he got those products, the testosterone, all of that. He spoke. There's a massive drop in testosterone. You're going to have to up it here. And all of a sudden, he has the product placements and all that. I think that's moving towards Europe now. Do you know? Ireland is the last country that seems to have cottoned onto this. Because if you look at all the, we'll say, conservative media in the UK, across Europe, there's products. Do you know? It might be a knife company, it might be a prepper company, but they've realised there's an audience there, and that's my audience. Do you know?
They'd be mad not to.
Yeah.
But like we consume the same, we use the same products, and we consume the same foods and stuff as leftists. As
Yes.
the most radical leftist
Yeah.
out there will be looking at the same pair of shoes on the internet as me.
Well, I think that's
Well, maybe not. Theirs will probably be pink and have.
No,
I'm only joking.
No, I'll tell you, you're hitting on something there.
Yeah.
Like, what was his name? Michael Jordan, the basketball fella.
Yeah.
And years ago, he was the big Nike guy.
Cool, man.
And the Democrats come out and they say, "Oh, we'd like you to endorse Bill Clinton." And he goes, "No." And they say, "Oh, what are you doing? He's for us." And he goes, "Well, Republicans buy shoes too."
Yeah.
You know, and this concept seems to have left people's mind where they're just like, pick that side or that. How about you sell to both of them?
I know, exactly. Yeah, well, this is the thing. Yeah, like there's creators I see, there's other guys, and they're killing it on views, and they've no. I don't see them endorsing anything. You'll see like Paul Joseph Watson and stuff.
Yes.
And you ever wonder how I look so young? Well, it's because of this product,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm 40. Can you believe it? But he's pushing some stuff, and I forget what it's called. So like, yeah, there'll be kind of more, smaller companies getting advert space and stuff, and you won't see them. Some companies would be just like, oh, let's stay out of it. It's too political or whatever. But yeah, that might be down the line. I might have a sponsor, and then I can do more videos.
Do you find though? I think a lot of people who are not involved in content creation do not realize how little money is involved. Do you know? Unless you're doing outrageous numbers.
Yes.
It's a massive thing if someone hits a button and goes, "There's a $5, thanks."
I know, yeah, and I don't really push that much. I don't push it, and if you even look at my videos, I didn't even copy and paste the links into the last one. Like,
yeah,
as I said, I have a full-time vocation. I'm not, scraping a change out of each video.
Yeah,
if something makes one of the videos at the start of the year did quite well.
Yeah,
if every video did that, and I was making 4 videos a week.
Yeah,
it'd be a different story.
Well, one of the nicest things we had here was, to remember when we went down to Barra Mulligan and, we were at the Mushroom Man and all that. That was the payoff for us. We were able to fill up the van. We were able to go across the country, meet some interesting characters and bring them for a dinner.
Yeah.
And we were like, that's great.
And what was that for?
So for the show. So
just out of the money that we made.
Yeah.
I get you. That's what we bought. And,
yes, that's right. Yes.
We got a steak dinner up the north.
Yeah, it was lovely. It was.
Yeah.
And like, I do thank people because they don't realize how lovely that was to say, we can do that now. Do you know?
Yeah.
And it's really nice. Like,
I know what you're saying. One thing I'd love to do is start a brand off it.
Right.
And I shouldn't talk about this, until I do it, but I'd love to start.
I know you're in the right place.
I have a 20-year design career behind me. I used to design stuff.
So graphic design.
Yeah, I have a lot of experience, a shit ton of experience. And so I'd love to, but I don't want to, the way guys kind of push merch and there's a tackiness to it.
Yes.
And that they're just picking a hat they bought off some, mass-produced Chinese thing that costs 50 cents each and they put their logo on it or whatever. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
If you buy something from me, it's going to be quality.
Yeah.
I'm going to source it right. So I want to do that, and I want to do Irishy, but it's not Irishy, cheesy Irishy or whatever.
Yeah,
that's David Cuddy's
Hog
approach
Mahone
as well. His approach is all about quality.
Yeah.
He would spend a lot of time doing research and getting redesigns and testing different fabrics and
He's sending us a lot of stuff back and saying, no, that's not good enough.
Yeah. I love that stuff, and that's something I'd like to do. And I often thought, could you turn this into a little brand? You're supposed to do, even with my other YouTube channel about the camera stuff and all that, I should have kind of, I should cash in on that as well. I see guys doing it, but it is about a brand, really. And when people watch you, they usually kind of like you when they follow you. There's a likability thing there, you've a likability, and your whole ethic here, the kind of country style and all that, and the farm and all that, and it's likable, and people relate to it, and so there's a likability thing there, and if you've got something then going, they kind of want to be a part of it, So they will kind of want that, if I'm watching guys. on YouTube, whatever, they're wearing something cool. I go, what the fuck is he wearing? It mightn't even be something he's selling, but I'll be like, I want that. I want that too. Kind of. So there's that element to it as well.
Well, you see, what I was trying to push with regards really was self-sufficiency.
Yeah.
But one of the things I've learned since I started pushing it is if you're in the estate or the flat, it's pretty hard to be self-sufficient, do you know?
Yeah.
And so then I kind of say to those people is kind of, well, prep, do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know, if the power was out for a week, have you enough long-lasting dry food?
Are screwed.
This is the trouble. You see, I seen that, what was the name of the storm? Was it Owen?
Storm Owen,
Yeah, that was bad down here. And so you take a town like Tubber or any of those towns, everyone has an electric cooker. Electric heaters. The gas then wasn't working because the electric wasn't working. And I was like, holy shit. If we got a bad month of weather,
I know
there's so many people who are really, really vulnerable, do you know?
I had the nicest fry up that morning when the electricity was gone.
You had the gas on?
Lovely fry up. Delicious. Best I ever had. I had my cast iron skillet out.
Class.
Lovely. And it was done on my camping stove.
Yes.
Yeah, so I used my camping. And then the light was getting a bit dim and I had candles out. And I did some drawing. I had no internet. I have these new markers. I used to do art and stuff. As I was saying there, I come from a design art background. And I have all these cool, expensive markers, good quality ones. And I just started drawing, like in the quietness, I had nothing, just silence, and I was drawing.
Well, that kind of
brilliant.
That kind of segues nicely into the COVID experience, because it was so different.
Stop.
Did you have
It taught me a lot about Irish people.
Was it positive for you or negative for you, or what do you think?
COVID. The only thing I'm that pissed off about it with COVID is fucking sticking to that lockdown, that distance thing. What was the distance limit? 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers? I remember going out to bird watching on the Curra line, Loch Corra, which is a good area. I love my wildlife, and I was out watching hen harriers and stuff, and all the fucking mountains in Connemara were thick white with snow. Do you know what I mean? Which you rarely see. And because that was at the end of 2020, we'll say, right? The winter, because the lockdowns went on. So I was, oh Jesus, why the fuck? I wish I could go there. I should have fucking gone there. Fuck them. I should have just said, look, I'm working, or I'm, I have to work or whatever. Flying the drone, I have to.
So you stuck to the.
So I kind of did, and I broke it by a little bit, but I should have fucked off and done all that stuff. I'm mad that I stuck around to the Galway area. I'm mad that I respected the distance thing. It was bullshit. Wasn't it?
We went everywhere.
Yeah,
as soon as it happened, it was like, my God.
Yeah.
And you know what? I never once did we get into fucking.
Bother.
I never landed in front of a judge over it.
Not at all.
I travelled all of Ireland.
I wished I did.
A lot of the UK.
Because I had time.
To be honest about it.
I had time to do it. And I wished I did. And I should. And I love a bit of wild camping, and I don't care if it's winter or summer. But those mornings, I was looking at the sun coming up over those frosty white. They were thick with white frost and snow.
Yeah.
And I was going, how cool would it be to be there now, flying the drone? Imagine the fucking aerials I could get, and bringing my tea, my flask of tea, and I was so mad.
The Constitution on the dash was a great one.
Yeah.
That really saved a lot of arguments.
Oh yeah.
So it did.
Yeah.
So if you had, was it either the Bunrocked or the Blue Book just fucked up on the dash of the car?
Yeah.
I think the guards kind of went, fuck this. I'm going to be here for an hour arguing with this fuck. Nah.
Yeah, it was very draconian, and it taught me a lot. Like, and it's still, it's still evident now, that it's people are still in that frame of mind. There's plenty of masks on people still. And, if you're in a shop now and you're going, you have someone in front of you and you're going, well, you fucking, what's with the gap? They're standing 40 foot away from the counter. We're nearly in the back of the shop.
But they are the broken men and the broken women. They are. They are broken now and cracked.
And the stickers are still on the floor.
Yeah.
And the fucking perspex shitty things are still hanging. Oh, we just left it. It's handy. No, it's not. Take the fucking thing down.
What was your opinion on the jab at the time? Did you think it was good, bad, indifferent?
I was following closely. Is it John? What's his name? John Hopkins? You know,
Yes.
the John Hopkins, is it?
That's the John Hopkins University, is it?
No, John, what's his name? The English
Don't follow
nurse.
John Campbell.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Campbell.
John Campbell.
Oh, yeah.
Is it John Campbell? Sorry,
Yeah.
John.
He
Sorry,
started off very pro, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then he realised.
But he's taken all of them.
He has.
Yeah.
But he did a full 180 on them.
Yeah.
It was mad. And I was listening to Stefan Molyneux first, and he was talking a lot about spike protein and all that stuff. And then the John Campbell stuff. And boy, was he was good. And he still is good. I love that guy. You mightn't be in agreement with me.
No, I think it's honest to fuck. I think what he done was he encouraged people to get them and went.
But he didn't know any different.
That's not an excuse.
No.
If you don't know, you don't.
Yeah,
you
but
don't.
he fell for it.
Yeah.
He fell for it.
Yeah.
But my deal with that was, I was a bit hesitant. I said, because my brother got COVID at the very start. He works in an old folks home. He got it. So I saw the symptoms, and he was locked up in the room for 2 weeks. And his other brother, our other brother, was looking after him. They lived at home in the home house, the two of them. So he was dropping him in food, like a prison cell, sliding in the door, close the door again.
I think a lot of people are confused. I think there was at the time severe flu.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
I'll tell you though, being honest, right? I saw what he got. When the Omicron variant came out, I said, that's it. No fucking vaccine. I'm just going to get this. I'm just going to I'll get it. And that'll be it. I'll have the immunity. I've got COVID 3 times now, but the first time I got it, the headache I had was unexplainably bad. Now, I drank heavily for years. I've had the worst hangovers, the worst headaches all my life. I'm prone to headaches. If I eat something that disagrees with me, I'll get a fucking migraine. I'll have to go to bed. This piercing level of headache was unimaginable for me. The pain I was in. And when you know, normally if you go to bed, you sleep a couple hours, the headache is less. And I woke up, it was fucking worse. I was in agony. I was literally saying, what am I going to fucking do? Taking Disprins and all this. But then it went and I got over it. Second time I got COVID, it wasn't bad. It was like a cold. And I got it there about 2 months ago as well. And I gave it to one of my brothers, and he was.
So how do you know?
I was okay.
Out of curiosity.
The reason I had this strange. I didn't do a test. I had this rawness in my throat. Right? You're saying, oh, that wasn't COVID. I had this rawness. I had a rawness in my throat. A strange sensation, and I wasn't feeling great. And I went playing pitch and putt with my brother, and I told him, I said, I have this fucking sore throat, whatever. And he went home, whatever. And the following day, he couldn't go into work, and he couldn't go into work for a week. And he's vaccinated. I'm not, right? So he tested and he had it. So I'm only assuming, and he had the same symptoms as me, but worse. So I'm assuming I had it and gave it to him. Maybe I didn't. But he was out of work with the week. Yeah. He tested.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not my thing. It's not my jazz.
Yes.
As far as I'm concerned, there's been sicknesses since time immemorial.
Yeah,
I recall being a kid and having bad doses of flu.
Yes, likewise.
Then, as I says, there's always been bad flus.
But
do you know? There's always. How do I say it? I think what happened was because there was so much fear propagated.
Yeah,
that you have this response of saying, "I've never had this before as bad." And that's my opinion. Honest to God, I think, I'll be fully clear about it.
Yeah,
my opinion is them jabs were poison. That's my opinion, and I have no fear saying that.
I fully agree with you.
Yeah,
I completely agree with you. And I got into arguments. I lost friendships over it.
Yeah,
from posting stuff on Facebook. The young fella down in Waterford.
Yeah,
and all this. 3 days after he got the fucking jab and he's dead. He's 21 or 22. Come on.
Well, you can imagine the friends we lost right in the midst of it when everyone thought Granny.
I'm just looking at it like we found out who our friends were. And who we lost.
Absolutely.
That's the way
absolutely.
Yeah.
And the way people just fucking cut you off.
Yeah.
If you questioned it, it's comical. Some of the experiences I've had with people.
Well, if you want to be a social pariah, run a festival in the middle of it.
Oh right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you find out. Oh yeah.
Brilliant.
That's when you find out that your entire home parish and locality fucking thinks you're a prick.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I remember the weather was quite good, and
it was class. It was class.
I never saw weather like it since.
No.
I went, I went on a bit of a... No, I have to say this year, I think this year has been great, but that's another story. I think the weather's in Ireland, I think we've had some great weather lately, but I started going jogging with the fucking top off. Matthew McConaughey style. I said, fuck this. I'm going to... because there was less people around, I'm going fucking jogging and I'm going to get... Because I started reading about vitamin D and I was, and... So I said, I might as well just try and get it, But I remember seeing I was going, and I was down a country lane, and I was jogging with the top off, and a guy comes along on his mountain bike, and he looks at me, and he had the mask on, and he looks at me, and he just goes,
shook
like
his
that,
head.
And I've had loads. I remember even with the mask, I used to put the mask on going into the shop, and I'd have it down over my chin, and this kind of thing.
I wonder how many of them actually read the writing on the masks, though.
Oh yeah.
Do you know, on the box where it told you, oh, by the way, this is not effective in any description.
But they were all told at the very beginning, masks make no difference, and then the science changed.
Yeah, trust the science.
Trust the science. Yeah.
But you remember even Radker, the way they tried to make it. And this is the Irishy thing. They tried to make it about the unvaccinated.
COVID is a vaccine, is a pandemic of the unvaccinated.
Yeah. Remember Leo Varadkar saying that?
Yeah. It's now, we have a problem here with the unvaccinated. They're holding us back. We can't move forward. This kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
And look at it now.
Yeah, but there was a time there, you see, and this is where me and the vast majority of Irish people kind of hit a difference was... If Leo Varadkar had came out one of them nights and says, something, we're going to lock them up. They would have went, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's the right answer, Leo. Good man, yeah. Been thinking of that myself. Casualty for the whole fucking lot of them and let them all die in there.
Yeah.
So who was the Irish guy on the WHO when he turned around? We must remove them from their houses.
Oh yeah. Yeah. His family, I think, is up to Castle direction.
Yeah. And it's interesting how the political shift, like the left versus right. Not that I call myself right. Yeah. But they were the people that were supposed to be traditionally against that type of stuff. Do you know what I mean? There's
been a total flip,
complete paradigm shift. It's mad how it's changed, isn't it? It's crazy.
Well, there's the left now. I'm a rebel because I support every government enterprise.
Yeah,
what the fuck are you talking about?
It's crazy. You couldn't make it up.
Do you know?
It's bizarre. But just about the thing, I like the Wuhan lab, like. Straight away, as soon as I heard lab, I says, they're up to no good here, right? They're messing with the gain of function thing, okay, with the bats and all that. Now, bats are very fucking interesting creatures. Very interesting. I mean, a certain amount about animals, right?
Yes.
But bats have an ability to regenerate their system.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, So there's a lot of stuff going on with bats. Like Bill Gates apparently sent a team into fucking deep China, into caves, taking out bats and extracting viruses from bats. Did you know that? John,
I know he's a cunt.
He is, yeah. But I was working with the bat lady. There's a great bat lady down in Limerick, in deep country Limerick. I forget the name of the town she's in, and she's got this rehabilitation place, and she was telling me that a bat lives like 20 times longer than another mammal its size, and that when it's lying upside down like this, hanging upside down, it's actually getting younger, it's replenishing itself. Like, we need sleep to maintain ourselves, but when a bat gets sleep, it actually, the cells, it's almost like T cells are released or something, it actually regenerates itself. It can be younger after it wakes up. And hence they live in their 40s. Like, it's very unusual for a tiny mammal that size, that weighs only a few ounces, to live into their 40s. But bats can do it. So I reckon The fucker
Every
is...
day's a school day, lads. I tell you what.
I reckon that the likes of the Gates or whatever, I reckon that a lot of stuff, the reason it's bats is the longevity thing. I think they're trying to tap into whatever the bats can do to do this. That's my own theory.
Yeah, and just the connection with the whole vampire thing going on, with bats and all that kind of stuff. Do you know?
Yeah. Point, yeah.
So let's talk about Salem's Lot next. But yeah, so I was like, maybe it's the way I am, or whatever, the little bit of, I won't use the R word, but I was going, China, like, I have my issues with China as an animal lover and all this. And, and even things like bird flu, right? We've birds dropping dead here. Yeah. Fucking colonies of gannets falling into the fucking sea because of Chinese avian flu, because they're greedy and they're producing so much fucking chicken that their standards are abhorrent.
Yeah.
Right. Now I know it's in Europe as well, and in Holland and stuff, but so I've reasons to fucking be annoyed with China. I don't care if people whatever. So as soon as I heard lab, I says, this has to be stopped. They need to be stopped here. You know, this Wuhan thing. But did I hear one fucking word from any Irish person about China during all this? Not a fucking word. I never heard any Irish people saying a single thing about China. Criticising.
I lost my Facebook account about China.
Did you?
Yeah. I was going pretty well. I had an email from Simon Harris, who was the Minister of Health at the time, who said that there was his office, that said there was no, what's the word for post-mortems being carried out. So I had that email, put that up on Facebook. I said, this is going to fly. This is the smoking gun. No, didn't travel anywhere. And then I put up a big long post about the laboratory in China. And I says it's US military funded.
Yes.
And then that's it. You are no longer on Facebook. That's it.
It's crazy.
They're covering up for them every day of the week.
It's mad. Yeah, and I know there's funding or whatever, which, you know, and that fucking Egypt, the what's his name? The doctor, the New York Italian doctor, what's his name? Fauci. You know, the virus is this and that, you know, and all that fucking arsehole, like, you know, and people lapping it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was, to go back to China, like, I was going like, this is lethal shit here that they're up to. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And I still think,
how do I say it? I think it was given everything to spread fear. Yeah. And it was for the solution to be provided. And unfortunately, I think where a lot of people are not adding it up is the solution is depopulation. And they had spoke a long time about depopulation.
Yes.
You know.
Now, I'd love to talk to you about that.
Yeah,
depopulation, right? Because I have, like, certain people are the way I see population in the world is, right, the wrong places are growing.
Yes.
The underdeveloped places.
Yes.
We're not increasing. We're falling.
Yes.
The population growth is coming from
Sub-Saharan Africa.
Places,
yeah.
Right. So if they're doing that, why the fuck would they do it to why wouldn't they target places where the population is growing faster? Because they were the ones that didn't take the virus or the vaccine.
Well, what assets?
Yeah.
That's what I put it on that. Yeah, to be honest about it, where is the majority of the wealth concentrated? It's concentrated here.
Obviously.
So if you depopulate here, the wealth is concentrated in fewer and fewer hands.
Okay.
And then you have an immensely undereducated slave class.
Yeah.
That's the big part of it as well, is just the lack of education. So it's all about knowledge is power as well. So I mean, if you have a huge amount of these people that don't have that much knowledge of how things work and that kind of thing,
they're easily abused.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's my big thing with the mass immigration thing is what you're doing is, you know, everyone talks about here the fighting age men, right?
Yes.
The fighting age men are coming here. But no one talks about, well, why are you removing the fighting age men from where all those minerals are? Could it be because you're taking them? Do you know?
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like, it's a cancer. It's a cancer on the
You go
earth.
deep on this stuff. You go a lot. You put a
No.
lot more thought into. Yeah.
Well, my thing is always why.
Yeah, I know.
So any situation you're in, and Darren is very much the same. If something like you're noticing and you're documenting what you're noticing, what I do is I watch your video and then I probably spend 2 hours going, why?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And I think if you could get a lot more people to do that, then you'd be onto
Question
something.
stuff. Yeah. I mean, with the population and the Calurgy plan and the way it is and all that, I don't know. Like, I just think that, you know, we live in an era where it's very easy for people to move. And they want to move. They want to move from where they, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Irish people want to move.
Yeah.
If I didn't have what I have here, my son and stuff, I like if I didn't have a child,
yes,
I'd nearly fuck off to Spain.
Yes.
To a very quiet rural part where there's good wildlife. I spent a month in Spain last year. God knows I talk about it enough in my videos or whatever, my live streams. But, you know, so... Yeah, like I mean, Africa, Morocco is close to Spain as Ireland is. Do you know what I mean? So even closer, it borders it in Gibraltar. But yeah, so like people move too, and they want to move. I think.
Yeah.
So people say like about, you know, flooding our countries, and yeah, it's just so easy for people to move. That's another thing.
It is, but if you're a nation. You know, this is where I differ with someone who maybe thinks on our side. Someone on our side might say all of them.
Yeah.
They all have to go. And I'd say, no, you need well qualified people.
Yes.
They're beneficial.
Yeah.
Where I draw the line is, so for years what we were talking about was a knowledge-based economy, technically advanced economy.
Yeah.
And I do not see the benefit of bringing people who are a lot of the time illiterate.
I fully agree with you.
That's nonsense, in my opinion. So it is.
We have a problem with what I'm seeing with immigration in Ireland, just going by the optics, right? That there's almost a class divide now happening. You know, like you have in America, we'll say with the, you know, a lot of the Hispanics and stuff, you know, doing all the gardening jobs and all that's happening kind of here now as well.
Yes. Yeah.
The lower paying jobs are all filled with, and that's pretty obvious. Okay. Yeah. So you've, in my estate now, there's all the landscaping and it costs, I'm paying 140 quid a month for it. Like, so it's all Brazilian lads, you know, so it's nearly everyone you see painting and going. Now painting is a great vocation, but it's nearly all Brazilian.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting this kind of takeover of certain sectors. Like it's all, most gas stations now are Asian guys, South Asian guys.
Yeah.
You know, where it used to be, you know, young ones in college or something. It's still every now and again you'll see that, but it's a 45-year-old man from India now, you know, doing that job.
But that's different to here, in fairness. I think the only industry that's really taken over around here is the takeaway industry, isn't it?
Yeah, they've definitely captured that one here anyway.
Yeah, there was always a bit of that. And this is the thing about Galway. People say like, oh, you know, you're well able to eat an Indian or you're well able... But there was always Indian takeaways. There was always Chinese's. Yeah. I go to the same Chinese, Charlie there in Oranmore. He's around for 40 years.
But does it not show how lewd...
Does he take card?
No, they never take card.
Yeah, he does in fairness.
Well, they are. Yeah.
He's legit.
But I do laugh at how ill-informed the Irish public is because they talk about a Chinese takeaway. Yeah. And a lot of the time it's a Filipino or a Vietnamese.
Malaysian. Malaysian.
And the vast majority of Indians are Pakistanis. You know, it's just that
we just collectively call them Indians.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, I use the term South Asian. You know, South Asian, because I think
kind of a catch-all term for them.
They're the fastest growing sector of the population by a fucking country mile. Yeah, and people equate it. Then you see, they'll say when you mention this, then they equate it as hatred. Yeah. Cause if you're mentioning figures, you're racist. Because it's brown people. But it's just you know it's going to get to this. It's not going to stop, and it's exponential almost. It's keeping on going. Where does it stop? See, the left like to think, multicultural, and they think it's going to be a bit multicultural, but it's going to keep going until they're the majority. Yeah. You know, simple as that. That's what's going to happen.
I heard. Did I hear the most popular baby name now in Galway is Mohammed?
That's already about 2 years old.
Is that
story?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I believe it. I sat in the traffic there a couple of days ago. There's a these temporary traffic lights. There's one on Taylor's Hill, and a girls' school was finishing school, and they're like third years or something. And there must have been 40 girls come out of the school. Now you might say to me, "What are you doing noticing young ones?" But like they're right in front of my car, right? Yeah. And they're all talking to each other. And I was going, right, there's 40 kids there, about 15 years of age, and only about 15 of them are white.
Yeah.
Okay. There was black, South Asian, and the sort of, we'll say the Eastern, Filipino, Malaysian, Chinese, whatever. And and then the white girls, I said, if you look at those white girls, they're not, a lot of them aren't Irish looking. They've got the bone structure, the eyes, the jaw bones, you can tell, and the hair. Irish people have a kind of colouring, you know, and we look like British people and Scottish people. In fairness, English, most. I think you can't distinguish us, but you can tell us from a Croatian or even a Pole. Some Polish people look a bit like us, but you could just say, right, out of that group of how many are actually Irish? Yeah, it's shocking. The school I went to is like it had 600 young Irish lads in it when I was in school there. Yeah, now it's a totally different school. It's even the whole ethic of the school, or not ethic, but the philosophy. It's a different type school. It's co-ed. It's multicultural. It's about a third Irish. It's just when you go past the gates, it's like, oh my God, is that even the school I went to? Nuts. So it's happening fast.
Oh, but it was the sheep shearing we were at. Well, I was really young. It was down in Mount Bellew or something, where the ag colleges are. That but I think I was really young, but I remember Dad bringing us after the shearing into Galway City.
Yes,
so I have this image from when I was really young of Galway City, and it was really, really a beautiful place. And he brought us to this sports shop, and we got handballs and hurleys because you wouldn't get them in Sligo that time. Sligo was limited enough for shopping and that time.
Yeah, Galway is the same.
Galway, But I was there recently, and God has changed it. I'd have no desire to be there, and that's not me saying it.
When you're going now, you have to remember that half the city is tourists, and the majority of tourists are Americans, Europeans. Most tourists still are.
Yeah,
white people.
Yeah,
go there in the middle of November on a shitty Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock and walk up and down Galway. Walk up and down Eglinton Street, Eyre Street, Prospect Hill, hang around and just feel the vibe. You know, like even lately, like I was chatting to a cafe owner and she's outside of town, and I would have thought she was a lefty. Like she said, "Oh, I don't need to go away anymore." You know what I mean? It's grim, she said. Grim. So you have a lot of shops now that are changing out. The old kind of, some of the nicer old shops and outlets, bakeries, whatever, closing down, and you've all these sort of more sort of current type to cater for today's type of industry, phone shops, nail bars, and
are you sure?
Wig shops.
I was just going to say, are you short on the vape shop? Or a Turkish barber by any chance?
Yeah, there's a lot of the Turkish barbers around. There's a lot of that kind of. That's the I'm saying to myself, I'm looking at these on social media, and I see these reconstruction plastic surgeries from Turkey, amazing transformations. I'm saying, like, we've enough barbers and kebab shops. Why don't you come over here and do this? Or teeth whitening? I suppose I'm being a bit joking a bit there, but it's changing. But Salt Hill is kind of, there's still, like, I mean, it's still Galway to a certain extent, and it's still nice. It's still a nice enough city, but I think it needs a bit of work. Yeah, needs a bit of work.
The traffic is absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, I mean, it's very much governed by the schools. Like this whole thing about the ring road and all that, like it seems to be schools that dictate it. When up until last week, it was grand.
Yeah.
And now the schools are back. It's a fucking, like, it goes from, 0 to 100 very fast. It's all to do with the schools.
You mentioned the sobriety thing. I don't want to pry too much or that.
No,
do you want to?
I'm a big advocate for.
I've heard you speak a bit about it.
Yeah. No, people love it. They love you to talk about it, and I talk openly about it. And people have asked me to meet for coffee, and I will if I can. I drank heavily. I come from even though I'm a city townie, I kind of come from that sort of, growing up, visiting the cousins in the country, and dad going for a pint with my uncle and seeing these creamy pints of Guinness. My dad never drank that much at all. Maybe 2 pints was enough for him, and he wouldn't drink again until he'd go out to the cousins again. But so I just remember, like, as a child, that old being in pubs, hotels, and seeing those Guinness and stuff. And I kind of, I suppose I started drinking then in my late teens. It was nothing too dramatic at the start, but it just over time just started to really fucking love it, and it just gets hold of you. And I drank heavily, and I used to have a great appetite for the pints. I'd go in and I'd order a pint of Guinness. It would come up, and I'd have it. The first sup, I'd be like that to the barman. I'd have one sup, it'd be down to, there'd be 3 inches nearly left in it only. Yeah. And I'd be calling another one. The first few I used to really, it'd be 10 minutes to a pint, kind of like nearly,
Would that be every day?
I got to the stage, there was different sort of periods in which, I was bad enough in my late 20s, and then I started training. I put on a bit of muscle. I was going to a psychiatrist, I suppose. He was kind of telling me to get, I kind of got control of it a bit, where I'd get a few days without drinking, but I'd still usually do 3 days a week drinking heavy. And when I was looking after myself during the week, I'd go fucking tits up then at the weekend.
Yeah.
Pints. And, Saturday, like I might go down to the shop for a roll or whatever, and then I'd fucking eat it and just fuck off into town or something. I wouldn't go back home and do something productive. I'd just go drinking, like. And I loved drink. I loved all types of drink. I used to drink wine with the food. I'd go to Dunn's. Buy a nice steak, and I'd buy a lovely bottle of wine. But that was never enough. I'd have to have 2. Or what I used to do then would be buy beers as well. I'd have my wine and then my beers, and I always had to have enough.
And would you be drinking at home or in the pub?
At home, I drank in the pub at home. The only kind of drinking I didn't do in the end was sort of drink where you could kind of cash in on it somewhat, in terms of dressing up and going to and chat up women and stuff. I was nearly past that. I nearly didn't want to do that. I don't know what it was. I began to nearly have a bit of self-loathing or something, a bit of self-dislike. I was feeling unhealthy. I was like, my self-esteem was down. So I'd end up just pulling into the fucking pub, tracksuit bottoms on, sit up at the bar on my phone or something. A real shitty, kind of low quality kind of drinking, pint after pint, leave the car there, fucking get up home in a taxi, get to the off license before it closed at 10, and then walk up home with the fucking snack box or something. And that was, it was an awful type of drinking. So what happened then was I started there was fellas I knew that were drinking heavily as well, and a few of them got sober. A few of them decided, I've had enough of this shit. And I felt sorry for them, the poor fuckers, how can they live without the drink? And then it got worse and worse. And then sure enough, I was at the stage where I was going, fuck it, I'm jealous of these fuckers, because they're not spending 300 quid a week on booze, and they're healthier. They're on top of their work, and the wheels were falling off of me. I wouldn't have kept going. I wouldn't be here. Not at all.
So that was the turning point.
Oh, I hit rock bottom, yeah. I went to 1 or 2 meetings in AA.
Yeah.
And I have an awful, I have an awful track record with attendance in AA, and they take it seriously. People in AA will like, you're either an AA head or you're not, kind of thing. But I've kind of dipped in and out. And look, I'm 9 years sober, and I'm very grateful. No, thanks. It's a big thing.
Yeah.
And my family, there's a few of my family members drink now. Maybe not to the stage where I had it, but they definitely, they'd have a few, like.
Is it something, do you avoid occasions where there's a rake drinking going on, or that?
Well,
do you try to gravitate away from it, if you get me?
Well, I wouldn't be heading into town on a Friday night or a Saturday night sipping a fucking sparkling water in a bar, if that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Even if there's, a reason to go in. I'd try and avoid it, yeah. For me now, early mornings are the new Saturday night. I love early mornings,
Yeah.
getting up and going for a coffee. Going into Oranmore on a Saturday morning if I've nothing to do. Going in and having a fucking lovely, big, creamy cappuccino.
Yeah.
It's a fucking major dopamine hit for me. I love it. The problem is with coffee, you can't keep sipping fucking coffee all day.
Yes.
With pints, you can. You can sit there, geez, I'll have another one after this. And then I'll have another one. I'll keep going. And there's a lovely, even a few in, you still enjoy them. But with coffee, obviously you can't. So it's a shorter term thing. But I love that. I love just the simple things like that. So I do avoid it. But like if I have to go to a wedding or something like that, it's no big deal. I might just leave a bit earlier than other people. That's all.
Yeah.
I love food. It makes you really appreciate food and stuff like that. And you're more present as well with people.
Has your personality changed, do you feel?
Well, I actually reinvented myself.
Yeah.
I fucking reinvented who I am through it. I really did. I'm a different individual.
Yeah.
And even like, I used to play golf when I was younger. And I was, I'd meet the lads and we'd go out on a Sunday morning and I'd be hungover, whatever. And I'd be thinking like, get this over with kind of thing. And I'd be playing shit and not getting the most out of it. And then I'd be saying like, well, I wonder now, will the lads go for a pint after this thing? The kind of thing.
I hope they do.
Yeah. So, and I was coming in with shit scores and all that. So I gave up golf in the end for a lifetime, practically. My last game of golf was in 2012. Right, and I played shite. But
you're back at it now.
I'll tell you in a second, right? And I played shite. And then the game of golf I had before that was probably 2 years before that. I played little bit in 2010, I can remember that. And before that, I hadn't played for years. So I really didn't play for over 20 years. And even that, I wasn't playing that much. But I joined again as a 50-year-old man, sober. And fuck me. The level I can take it to now after 2 months with no practice. I shot a 75 the last day, right? I don't know if you know golf scoring.
No.
Par is 71, 4 over par. You're looking at like 1% of golfers can do that. 1%.
But that's amazing. I mean?
Yeah. And what got me into the golf again was YouTube. It's big on YouTube now. And I started watching these different golfers and I started vlogging it because golf, it takes you a while to go around the track like. You're 3.5 hours nearly playing golf. So having a little camera to talk and I just throw it down. It's like a GoPro. It's a DJI and I had the mic then. I had the mic here on the hat. You don't even see it because it's this side. Not that it matters if you see it, but you could be down in a bunker over there and you just throw the camera at the pin. And if you have a good bunker shot and it stops dead at the hole and you have the sound of you talking and the sound of the ball being hit and then the visual.
It's a new dimension to the whole game, really.
Hyper addictive for me. And when I'm out on the course, like there's lads I see with earphones when they're out playing and stuff, I don't even think of going near my phone. You just hit the ball and maybe it's a dopamine thing. You're waiting to find the ball. You're wondering what hot shot you're going to hit next if you're going to hit a good one. There's a constant excitement to it. I love it. So yeah, I'm playing much better. I'm injured. I overdid it. I have a thing called trigger finger. My shoulder's sore. My wrist is sore. I have to go easy.
All right,
that's me. I'll just go at something and that's it.
And I don't want to put it this way, but you will say it was an addiction of one thing and you've moved it to a more positive one.
Yeah, like, I mean, no, you're right, Jan. Like, even with the drink now, I see you drinking Red Bull and I'm looking at
terrible
these.
for it, yeah.
So I'm going to have one of these now. And
no bother.
like, I have a terrible sweet tooth. Like, I don't drink, I don't drink alcohol now, but I'll have a pot of tea and a fucking cake or biscuits and I'll go through them. Like, and there's times then when I'll, oh Jesus, I put it down. I didn't see that perspex thing there.
No, you're all right. Don't
worry. No, the can was at that angle. I nearly, but like I used to be carrying a bit more weight, and then I did a kind of, I was big enough in my stomach there a couple of years ago after the baby was born and stuff, and I was looking back at my videos, my other videos previous to all this stuff. And I said, geez, I'm very wide looking in the waist. And then my legs look kind of thin and stuff. But I went on I just said, I'll try a bit of keto eating.
Okay.
Cutting out the bread. And I see I had a couple of slices of toast there this morning. You like your bread and all that.
Yeah.
But I cut out all that stuff and I ate like loads of meat and good veg and all this. And the weight. And I quit the sugary stuff, which I'm addicted to.
Yeah.
So all the chocolate, the cakes, the buns, all that gone.
Do you ever do fasting?
I'll get to that in a second, right? But I quit my big breakfast, my big bowl of porridge, my 2 eggs, and my fucking pot of orange juice, which I used to have every morning. I said, I won't eat till 12 o'clock. And you could not fucking cut the fat off me quicker. It was transformative. In a few weeks, I looked different to what I used to look like.
Yeah.
Now I'm halfway again. I'm halfway back. But I can lose weight so quick through diet. It's amazing. But the fasting, going for a couple of hours, giving the body a rest every day, not having breakfast is amazing.
Yeah.
And what I hear, the 2-3 day thing, especially when you hit the 3 day thing, that's supposed to be, as I used to use the word again, transformative.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
But it's hard to fucking do when you're working. Imagine me showing up to a company to shoot a video and I haven't eaten in 2 days.
Yeah.
You need to set time aside for that.
I'm with you on the breakfast one. I think it's a bit of a myth. I listened to a nutritionist 7 or 8 years ago. He was on the radio, and what he said just made a lot of sense, which is you're after sleeping for so many hours, your metabolism needs to wake up.
Yeah.
So, you don't roll out of the bed, fill it with food and expect your metabolism to be ready for it. It's kind of like, what's with all this food? What are you doing?
Yeah.
So, whereas if you let the hunger build a little bit, then your metabolism is kind of like, yeah, I'm ready for food now.
Well, here's the other thing, James, right? In Ireland, especially in the Western world, but really in Ireland, and you see when you go shopping, we're carb burners. We've designed ourselves to be carb dependent. In other words, we'll fall on the ground if we don't have, especially man-made carbohydrates, whatever about a bit of spud. But we love our processed carbohydrates. And so we're relying on that kind of energy. We have enough fat on our bodies to power us for 6 months, like. It's crazy. This is all energy. That's what your body is doing. So what we're doing is in the Western world and in Ireland is we're spiking our insulin, right? The insulin hormone is the fat storage hormone. So we're eating stuff on a daily basis that's telling us, okay, you need to store this fat for possible, drought. Or not drought. What's the word for when food? Famine or whatever. Yeah, scarcity. Because that's the way it used to work. Like, if you look at how long humans are on planet Earth, it's only a hair. If you're to do a pie chart, a full circle, it's a hairline where we've processed foods. Like, we were on this planet, maybe in a slightly different form. Maybe we looked a bit more primitive looking. We're on it for tens and tens of thousands of years, eating animals, and then berries and stuff. So we'd these blackberries you see everywhere. We'd gorge on them. Would make us a bit fat because the sugar would spike our insulin
for the winter.
Yeah, you know all that. So now what we're doing every day is we were in this constant state of elevated insulin. So when you cut out those foods that do that, your body is going, right, I'm going to switch over now. Yeah. This fucking carbohydrate stuff isn't around anymore. So when you wake up in the morning and you don't eat, your body will say, right, I don't have this instant carbohydrate stuff. I'll use fats. So ironically, I'd be no hungrier or no weaker at lunchtime than if I had the porridge in the morning. Do you get me?
Yeah.
I've just as much energy.
Yeah.
Than the big porridge. I used to squeeze 3 big oranges, I prefer that than buying orange juice. I think it's awful stuff. Here I am drinking Red Bull.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
But you know what I'm saying? I'm doing a lot of talking. But so that letting yourself go 12 hours if you can is a big thing.
Well, we're coming to the end of the first hour. We're going to be moving to Patreon. So,
all right.
Do you want to tell everyone where they can follow you, what platforms you're on, just any of our listeners there so they can have a look at you?
God, I need to set up my own Patreon.
Yeah.
Well, look, I haven't tapped into the other avenues. I could do the TikTok thing.
Yeah.
And fellas are sampling me.
It's all work, though, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean,
it's a huge amount of work.
Yeah, I often heard you go on about just the amount of time it actually takes.
Yeah.
The walk and talk is the easy part, you know, and it is, I mean.
It is.
Yeah, if you're uploading to different platforms and you're still going to video editors, clipping ends and all that kind of stuff.
And people tell you, why aren't you, like, you need to be doing shorts, man. The shorts is where it's at. And I'm like, okay, demo 1985, 1, 2, 3, with one YouTube subscriber. Like, okay, where's your stuff?
Yeah.
At least I'm doing this, and there's 20,000 subscribers. But but that's all time. You'd need literally to set aside a morning every week, and it's hard to do it. But for now, just YouTube, and let's see where it goes.
The Unbroken Man.
Yeah, and I have to. I'm kind of keeping things mild. There's no
That's
point
what
in me
I
going
like
on.
about it, though.
Yeah.
I'm not looking to hear someone get angry about it and this and that. It's nice just to have the observation in a cool, calm, collected way.
Yeah, it's kind of like a running commentary, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
this
is
It's actually the thoughts in your own head as well. Sometimes,
the people like to just relate to somebody as well. And go, I'm not alone. This guy thinks like me. I'm wondering what he's going to say about this, because I was wondering about it too. And he's, and I try and I don't know if you've noticed, I try and kind of give people a laugh sometimes.
Yeah,
the odd time.
Yeah.
A few things I've seen the comments, smiley faces, whatever. Yeah. I said, I knew they'd like that.
Yeah.
So sometimes you might have a little, and I don't want to go on too long, your one now, that Kitty O'Brien, is it? The fight thing.
No, don't know.
Yeah. Not a clue.
Your one that had in Germany.
Oh, yeah, God bless her, the poor old girl.
The stuff where you could, and I don't want to see a girl getting hit, obviously, but, there's loads of things.
Was that a boxing match kind of thing?
No, it was, she went over protesting for Palestine, and German cop punched her in the nose. But there's another aspect to that. When you look at the full video, she said, hit me, you're a Nazi, hit me. And I don't know, I'd imagine the German police are not fond of the whole Nazi accusation.
If there's not a place to say, if there's a place not to say that,
So there's loads of opportunities to use comedy. Yeah, and as I said, I wouldn't but there's fun. I think there's videos where you could cash in on having a laugh at.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but there's another side to that too, is which you're kind of constantly on a news cycle that's somewhat irrelevant. Yeah. And there's plenty of people making money at it, but sure, you don't have to have a dog in every fight.
Exactly, yeah. I don't want to just keep trying to keep on top of the news with stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll see that. And I get this FOMO thing. I'll see other creators and they'll have 50,000 views after 24 hours.
Yeah.
On some migrant does something somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, look at this. And I'm going, all right, your man's, maybe, I could get some of those views, or I could have done. So you will get this feeling when you probably get it yourself, that you need to be fucking doing more. Sorry, now, are we stopping?
No, you're sound.
Sorry, but we but I like to try and keep it kind of classy. I'm not saying their stuff isn't, but I like to try and give it a bit of a spin where I'm out walking, keep it a bit.
Yeah.
And not just going, oh, look now, what happened now?
Well, it's your...
Exactly.
Yeah.
As Tony Conway used to say, a bit of decorum.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you very much for being with us. We're heading for Patreon and Spotify and all that now. Follow us there. Thank you to everyone who supports us on that. Thank you.